Hello, and welcome to Art Rock's Poetry Slam. I'm Marianne Monson, and I teach in the English department here, and I'm very happy to welcome you to this event. I'm really excited, and it's very much inspired by several of my students who at the beginning of this term said they were really interested in performance poetry. So when they asked for suggestions for Art Rock, I said, we need to have a slam. So today's event is going to be emceed by Manny Martinez. So if you could welcome him to the stage, that'd be great. We'll get underway. Thanks.
Thank you, Marianne. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming. This is going to be a great event. We're going to have a lot of fun. So we have three judges, the great Tom Wiseman, everybody. Round of applause, please. Marianne Monson, the great founder of this event, and Emily Olson. She is an English student and is just happy to be here. So basically how it works is there's going to be two rounds. All the contestants are going to read their poems, and then the judges will confer, and then there will be a final round where two of the contestants will read their final poem. So are we ready to go? Excellent. Okay, first person up is Jackson Lagle. Good luck, Jackson.
This is called I Ponder. Yes, I ponder and wander through delight not yet reached by blinding light. No, I ponder, reaching endless flurries of possibilities, a storm in my brain. Unanswered questions leave me pain, and ignorance made me vain. No, I ponder, whether it's the moon that dances with the sun, whether life is answered, disaster spilling out these unplastered walls, how a short man can stand tall, and how life goes on with no stall. I ponder why you hurt me, why you deserted me after flirtatiously and voraciously stealing my heart. I ponder.
Thank you, Jackson. I ponder that was really, really great. Is Neil Wilson here? Come on up, Neil.
Hello. This one's called Words. Word. What are words? Wavelengths of energy that ripple through the flowing substrate that permeates the empirical elements of our mothership, the pale blue dot. Stones dropped by the ghosts of our past into dark waters, a way to achieve a feasible and lasting immortality. Creating waves far distances from the planes that they existed in, their thoughts manifest in such a way as to influence numerous future generations well beyond even their own imaginings. Their experiences spanning the great expanse of time like stars, reaching with arms of light, driven on the wings of the thought spark that originated in the smokeless flame within their very centers. Enheduanna, high priestess of Venus and time bender, temple doors blast open, enter past the howling moan of the breath, the vastness of the chest cavity of the goddess that dwells within. People with hearts red, over the years bled, numerous tears shed. History is in the making. Just take a look, it's in a book. The human mind scrawled in code into the nexus and externalized on papyrus scrolls and codexes made of vellum. Notes and tones arranged in the cerebellum and made sense of and stored in the cerebral cortex. The fire of the gods in a Promethean hand, an alien consciousness stolen from the vortex and given to man. Creatures with newfound voices sing new sounds and rejoice in profound revelations yet to come. Ever since this coronation, we celebrate communication through public oration. Tip-taps of tongues on the backs of white prongs dance to the romance of an inner drum, thumping punctuation to make points. Heads turned, they all heard the rally, the cry, the call, reverberating off the walls, shook dust from stones that make up that musty room where too many hearts and minds reside, now sluggish and placid from the weight of imposed views of impotent men flaccid, spiritually castrated, who twisted the matter into a now all too massive society of stay-at-home slaves. Women, children, and men driven to their limit, eyes drained of their vision, led to the precipice and fed to the system, meat for the grinder. The blind witness finds the victim's charged, cash card or check, a check off the list, while greenhorns glean next orders of business. Red pens scribble riddles on chicken scratch contracts, shackled chains rattle glaze, spackle meat gristle off the top rack, flop tossed onto conveyor belts and led to an open-top haul trailer made of old oak shakes, hammered together with number 8 stainless steel straights, stained with the fear-tainted flavor of helpless meat animals' adrenaline sweat. Bent over, tied at the wrists and ankles and sent to their makers, dilated eyes open up until the moment of the finished stroke extremely close. A terrified iris reflects the frozen moment of the crime, 1,000 times muscle memorized. The dark silhouettes of men with hands red, doing their work as happily as absent-mindedly. The children stay fed off their apathetic jokes, the crack smiles to make light of the tragedy. Oh, how life flies. The darkness in the family, handed down hereditary, passing time, all on a dime. Makeshift magic, manufactured in transit, no time to waste these days. Still waiting for that raise to renovate the kitchen, wet dreams and cream, forget the starving children, all praise and hail with raised fists and outstretched fingertips to the fakeness, the TV stream raping our mind through our faces, impregnating our thoughts with a seed of evil that's both sexist and racist, oppressment, debasement of the population that equates to civilization's loose change, lining the pockets of society's blind kings behind the scenes, moving pawns and pieces across the board game, playing giants among mere mortals who exist for them to toy with, amassing an army of ghost people, germinating the world by exploding spore mushroom buttons that work on the wind to give us a sickness of consumption that fills us with nothing. No matter how much stuff we bunch, it's never enough to slick the lust. The infected spread the message through sight, sound, and touch. Blank faces that stare but can't see, wasted brains in the cases that can't think, only transmit the message concentric to the queen bee. These were people once, a real live act, meaning they acted alive once, but now they're a dry husk. What else? A shadow of their former selves. The light in their mind centers got hijacked by the wrong pack, sheep's wool to hide the fact that underneath the mask, their golden fleece really a coat of black. Time to take it back, open eyes, realize, diagnose the facts. Get centered, deep breath, close your eyes, relax. Reverberate, 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 thrum. The empire strikes back, but so do rebel scum. You are the son of the enemy. You got the same fire. It's hardwired genetically. And next to me directly, a set of 3 spectral beings, glowing cool blue energy. Their wisdom in your memory. They let the fools do everything. The choice is yours, of course, but make the right one. Uncle Ben wants you to join the fight, son. So you jet off in your X-Wing fighter. All right, tonight, test yourself against your father's might. So the Empire's looking hard as if they had a lead eye. If you see a shooting star, it's the return of the Jedi. Quranic verse and Islamic tile work observe God's mind, but only through man's words. Christian holy scriptures are as well only written in words that simple man can understand. The profound truth is that God's mind cannot be simplified. It's infinitely paradoxical. But the best thing we can do is be kind to one another, if we can only rise to the occasion and simply make it possible. We all walk the path of the hero's journey. The story of our life is God's spoken word as a fire ever burning. Rise to the heights that your dreams have given you. There are no boundaries except the ones we submit to. For in the book of destiny, the page is always curving, and the next word and the rest are obscured by the mirage heat wave that remains pasted at the crest, ever teetering on the brink of an uncertainty, like the curvature of the surface of the earth falling away at a constant rate through time, an illusion in your mind like the line of the horizon, trying to capture a phenomenon on parchment, grasping at the world's edge, clawing at heaven's dress, wishing for and better yet condemning the best in ourselves, reminiscent of fever dreams never settled, obsessed with the next thing. Nonsensical beings trying to make sense out of chaos and strings, dualities and trinities, or affinity for oversimplicity, grasping at smoke rings to tell us we're not worthless, addicted to our need for some sense of purpose. Lives lived, life forms touching other life forms, the give and take, the back and forth, part of a whole and also always alone, 2 sides of the same token, lucky to have the chance to have been heard and to have spoken. Truly, freedom is speech, the ability to reach and be heard. We are all syllables of the one never-ending word.
Excellent, Neil. Thank you so much. So next we have Carla Macedo. She...
Look at you cowboys.
I wore heels today just for this. All right. So this one's called I Never Go to Boston. Bing! I'm strewn across my bed, still wearing work clothes. I pick up my phone. Hello, gorgeous. I have the day off Friday. Do you want to hang out? I let out a groan, flipping over on my stomach. Bing! I try to ignore the sound of your texts, so I mute them, but you're still on my mind and I can't drown you out. Bing! We'll meet at Powell's. You'll be wearing your best clothes. I will wear something comfortable. Bing! You ask me to move in, I say yes. I don't want to be alone. You ask me to stay here and go to school. You'll take care of me. I never go to Boston. Bing! You'll get down on one knee, I will feel pressured to say yes. At the wedding, I will stumble over my vows and hesitate at I do. The dress is itchy. Bing! You want children that I cannot bear, so I will go to the doctors and I will let them fuck me with needles because it will make you happy. The first one looks like me. Bing! Our kids are asking for you, but you are not here. Your kids are a blessing. Don't let them wonder where you are. Bing! You come home smelling like roses when there is only lavender in my garden. I make you leave. The kids blame me for that. I did not love you enough. I am emotionally unavailable. Bing! You return with your tail between your legs. I let you back in. You say you're sorry, and I almost believe you. Bing! We're old. You yell at me for never being good enough. You have a heart attack and die over your breakfast. Bing! I step outside and hear the sirens coming closer. The air is minty cold on my wrinkled cheeks. I smile and begin to cry. My wings rip open from my back. I am free. I run inside and begin to pack. I'm going to Boston.
So just to let everyone know, we do have free coffee over to the left of the stage. Okay, so next we have Tobin Childs. Tubin. All right, so next we have Jeremy Idem.
All right, this one's called The New Future. Yeah, I was living in darkness, taking sin, lightning on fire, arsonists, with a perverted mind and drug-filled signs, falling in pits that had pits, throwing fits, such a little kid, defensive. Shouldn't have been an Olympic medalist with all this fencing, wearing my white mask suit, not knowing what I can do. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I didn't understand any of that when he was next to me. Went to prison with a clouded vision and decisions. When you're broken, then you're broken. And your eyes can be opened. Yeah, he called up my name in an audible voice. Yes, he called up my name 3 times. The first and last time I heard that kind of voice, I found I had a choice. I had value. I have value. You have value. The creator of the universe loves you, me, us. Now, I knew I had talent, but I didn't know how to grasp it. When he started renewing my mind, fascinating. Became a songwriter, ministering to the captives, satisfaction in a place where men are grasping for air, thick with despair. Lord, give me peace that surpasses understanding. But there's so many things that surpass my understanding. You will take the destitute, the destined to lose, raise them up, and through you they move. Mountains, thousands of houses, crowds of them shouting, glory to your name for your triumph and your reign. King of kings and Lord of lords. You are more worthy than anything earthly we can adore. Society would have cast them aside, but you love them to stand by your side with your hand on their shoulder saying, this one's mine. And you're greater than any musician, politician, magician, sports figure, academy winner, billionaire, millionaire, inventor, history mentor, philanthropist, rocket scientist, religious writers and leaders, all of them combined, times the largest number in existence is a grain of sand when compared to Jesus. It's hard to fathom that you're in my corner, that the chief cornerstone washes my feet and calls me his own. Do I measure up in your eyes? You're my father, I'm your son, what a prize. You literally 180 some of my train of thoughts. Not only approve of them, to do them, to practice them. I'm not going to be conformed to this world. This world is spiritually dead. With that said, I must confess I'm not the best when living in righteousness, nonetheless blessed. When the praises go up, the blessings come down. So let's praise the Lord with a resounding sound, astounding how he inhabits the praises of his people. Inhabit me, Lord, so I can be more effectual with your people. But that's how I'll leave you, with a little gospel tip. Jesus is the only reason I am who I am today. That's it.
Take me to church. Oh my goodness, that was so good. All right, so next we have Tobias King. All hail.
Not nervous. Oh, shit. Fast forward 2 weeks from now. A woman is dead. Flashback 18 years and a beautiful baby girl is born. With a full head of hair and big brown eyes, she is her mother's pride and joy, but the living example of sexual assault. A pregnancy that kicked her out of Catholic school, forced to be an adult. The child was her new hope, so she named her Esperanza. But culturally bound to bear the last name of a man she prayed that child would never meet. They move to a place where Esperanza would only know her language by the restaurant menu. Flash forward again, or flash again. To flash to Esperanza in junior high, moving against a current in a sea of white faces, thinking she is different, told she is different. She says to herself, why? Excuse me. She tells herself, a girl like me can't fit in. A fat girl can't get a date, so she drops her accent to assimilate, straightening those beautiful black curls to look like the other girls, but clothes cannot change the color of your skin, can they? So an outcast is born. Older now, she's grown fierce, defended by her own verbal whippings, tearing down those who did the same. But what does that make her? She's no longer the same. And with her mother now as close as her father, on her 16th birthday, Esperanza attends her last day of school. And it also is the last time she sees her mother. A heart attack, or at least that's what she wants it to be. But even in her youth, she knows the truth. When you sell your body on the street, you never know who you meet, or who has a gun, or when you should run, or... What about Esperanza? What about the girl who has to write her own mother's obituary? That girl's dead too. Changing her first name to Sarah and keeping her last, the last insult she can give. Again, she moves. This time, not looking to be found. A lovely woman walking down the street, catcalled by men, she begs to keep their hands to themselves, and during the day, they do, but at night, alcohol is their excuse. Esperanza has no home but the curb beneath her feet. A girl with no GED turns to her mother's profession as saying, at least I have food to eat. She's now 18 but looks 35. It seems her job requires her to escape through any high. At least, or the last image we see is one of ambulance and police taping off a stabbing crime scene. She's now named Jane Doe. The cycle is complete. This is not for her nameless mother or Esperanza herself, but it's for you and I to recognize the violence and strife against those angelic creatures that gave us all life, called women. Thinking our toes are in the sand, but we're really swimming, drowning in an ocean of objectification and misogyny, but this doesn't have to be, we just let it. Every moment we do not change the cycle, we live out the cycle. The path of least resistance is, after all, least resistance, but friction causes fire, and fire causes fundamental change. If only aggression and oppression were a building, then we could douse it in gasoline and set it ablaze. Maybe then we could agree to praise those who break that glass ceiling and those who were left feeling lost in ruin, something less than human.
All right, next we have Bridget Gann. Give her a round of applause.
This is called For the Eyes of a Cat. It's about my cat Nifty. He's a black and brown and white tabby. Okay. Wake up, stretch, flex my tail, move around the house. I'm at the door. I cry once, twice. Finally, the redhead comes, lets me out. 4 people in the house. The redhead, the blonde, the man with the beard, the woman with the bun. She doesn't like me getting into fights. Damn, twisted my paw. Now they won't let me out 'cause I'm in a cast. This stinks. Let me out. My cast is off. What to do now? My paw is better. I could go outside, hunt down a squirrel, go into the kitchen, beg for food, or pee on something. Oh man, I gotta go, and the litter box is too far away. Find some soft, dark fabric. Oh, what a relief. The woman comes, snatches it away. I don't understand why she's so upset. I was just taking a whiz. It's 7 o'clock. Looking for attention. Climb up beside the redhead. Pushes me off. Nuzzle the woman. Pet me. She's busy. I am sad. So I go to the back room to sleep. Move softly so as not to disturb the other cat. Lying underneath a bed like a gray tabby queen. Why did they adopt that lazy fat thing? All she does is lie in the sun and hiss at me. It's not my fault they brought me home to share her palace with. I'm outside now, hunting. Almost caught a very small robin, maybe a chick. The woman stops me. I don't understand why she's so upset. I was just following my natural instinct. I am a cat, after all.
That was so funny. I've never thought about what it's like to be a cat and why we get mad at them for just peeing. All right, so Tobin Childs, last call for Tobin Childs. Oh, come on up. Yeah.
Okay. Just came at the right time. Okay, I just came at the right time, just thinking about election day. Okay, who you gonna vote for today? Is it Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Well, I'm like thinking that I'm not gonna vote because that's not really gonna make a difference. For me, I think it makes a difference by not voting because I rebel against the system. I'd rather not just stay home, not waste my time. Why do I even have to think about these guys? They just argue about some stupid stuff that's senseless. I think they're just pretending. So this is what I think that we should all do is we should all riot. We should go to the Washington, we should go to the White House and tell Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump that we don't need you guys. We don't need you. We are the leaders, my friends, my brothers and sisters. We are the ones who are supposed to take charge, take action, not depend on rich people to lead our country and tell us how we should run things. So this is my message for you guys, is that we are the chosen ones. Let me tell you this right now. And I hope you are enjoying this beautiful sunny day that we have today. It is quite great and amazing. I was just outside actually sun gazing. It's a great practice. You just open your third eye. I'm like, wow, oh, wow. I've been checking a lot of fungi, a lot of mushrooms, some that I might consume, but some that I'd be like, I don't want to touch that. That's poisonous. So I would not eat that. But I like fruits. I like berries. I like bamboo shoots. That is the truth. Let me tell you what else to do. Is there a time limit? Because I'm just going on and on. I like spinach. What else to say? I'm just freestyling off the top of the dome piece. This is what I do when we at PCC. Let's celebrate. Let's do this today. Let's have our minds elevate. Let's go to another place. Let's reach up into heaven's gates. No more suffering, no more pain. Let's just live free today. Let's be freaking great. Don't want to say bad words. That would be mad absurd. So that's all I have to say. I'm out. Peace, y'all.
That was amazing. Actually, all of them were amazing. I'm so amazed by the talent that we have here at PCC and this celebration of words. So let's give a round of applause to all our performers. Thank you. So at this point, was there anyone else who wanted to perform who didn't get a chance to sign up? I just want to make sure we give any last opportunity. Okay, so we're going to turn on some music. We're going to let you have some coffee. The judges are going to confer over there, and we'll be back with the winners in just a few minutes. Okay, everyone, welcome back. The judges have conferred, and we are pretty blown away by the quality of all of the performances that we heard, and so they made this job very, very difficult for us, I would like to say. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change it up a little bit. We narrowed it down to our top performers that are 4 of them, and so we're going to have those top 4 performers go again and read a second poem, which they were prepared to do. And then we're going to let you, the audience, choose the top 2 finalists. How does that sound? Yeah? All right. So we're going to welcome back to the stage Jeremy Edom, Neil Wilson, Carla Macedo, and Tobias King. If you could give it up for them.
Bomb.com. I get to see 4 more people. Excellent. So, first one, Tobias King. Come on up. Yeah, all hail.
I'm graceful. Okay. This is called Call Me Water. Mankind, most accomplished killer on the food chain. How quickly we forgot Mother Nature possesses true righteous reign. Rich red blood flows through every father, mother, son, and daughter, but all life turns to death without her gracious gift of water. Powerful, undefined, and untamed. Unbreakable, unrelenting, what an honor to be named. Water. In my darkest moments, when the fates see my name and laugh with inevitable authority, call me water. When my shoulders writhe in agony with a weight I can no longer bear, call me water. When my eyes cease to shine, when my mind devoured by the cruelty of time, call me water. Maybe a burden, but I ask this of you because it's vital to my eternal soul when things are out of my control. And on the day when I'm called to give back her greatest gift, don't be filled with sorrow, because when Mother Earth introduces me to the stars, I'll let them know it was you who helped me through bleak moments in pain in which I earned my name, water.
Tobias, you have me thirsty right now. Jeremy, you're up next.
I'm going to switch gears a little bit. This one's called Renew Your Mind. Yeah, the world was getting quite complicated. The gospel is a hospital, but I just wanted to get faded. A child that never grew up to a man. I need a Christ mind before I can ever be a man. Now I got a new mind, new focus, new grind in time with the old self and review my flesh trying to rise. I'm here to abate a debased mind and cloud my ears to his words so I can get to the earth curvature. Crescendo with sight, inferno with sight. Open your eyes again to die. There's an afterlife. You're next in line to see if you decline the free gift of life and eternal in Christ, for he is the way, the only way, the truth, and the life. People walk for cancer, but their minds are cancerous. You want me to be politically correct? I'm not having it. I'm not a Craig disposal devil and his dominions, gang his cons with dialogue, scoffing over my characteristics. Please. A little ironic, don't you think? Your thinking cap is full of sap. You're barking up the wrong tree, you see? Sanctification is my proclamation without hesitation. I fully signed off my emancipation for the world, yeah. And it's allegations that it visits truth. Nope, no visitation. Don't take it. It stamps no validation. I park my car so far as sonar. Alienation. Wide is the gate that leads to destruction. Narrow is the path, and there are few that are coming. Sitting in the pew doesn't get you through. The Lord knows your heart, and if you've been renewed. Here I am walking amongst dragons. They think they have beautiful minds, but classic schizophrenic actions. Apart from fallacies, we have the same enemies, this flesh. And principalities of darkness, this arsons will take your soul for the hell of it, for the hell in it. We have the same old sands of time, the same old grind, the same bloodline. In time, you find that we struggle with the same lies. But before it's too late, renew your mind.
Preach. So we got Neil up next. Excellent.
This is Untitled. A time raced through space. Nothing remains or stays. Everything is in a state of change. Life passes in red fading tracers. It's got you looking back. How did it slip past like grains in the hourglass, slipping through your hands through your power grasp? Looking back over the years of my life, book chapters hand over fist and strife, get straight to the core of me, break in my doors and see what brought me here, to this place and time, looking at a man in the mirror whose face isn't mine. This body is a vessel, but who the hell's been driving? Life is a series of questions. I am a passenger in a dark, empty room. I bear witness to a man's life. It's a story that plays through from beginning to an unknown end without intermission. The camera view is his eye's vision. The writing often seems random, but sometimes I notice a pattern. But most of the time, the script is simply a man's voice that draws on in the vicinity of the inside of what the man believes is his head. Sometimes I get tired of watching and wish I could pause the show, but I have no remote control, I have no eyelids to close, no ears to cover with hands I don't own. It's tireless work, so I've settled in for the long haul. I am simply this man's witness. I feel I've come to be fond of this man. After all, his life and mine are unquestionably entwined, and besides, he's my ride. Sometimes I look at the strings of emanating concentric rings, at the grain of the wood, all the pain and the good that have stained, tainted, and moved him, changed and influenced him. Lost loves and friends that came and went, brought together by a rough environment, memories of the small-town drug situation that he came from, both parents slaving. They didn't have time to raise us. We wasted the days of our youth barking fallacies, chasing escape from the truth of our harsh realities. Getting stoned was a way to get high, but eventually it became the only way to get by. Anger problems were inherited paternally. The drug crutch was there, so we never learned to cope with a thing on our own. Repressed rather than controlled our emotions. When the buildup was too much, pot boiling, volcano heads, lava out the top, we exploded. Couldn't breathe, suffocation. We needed ventilation to air out our frustrations, so we made holes and dents in the sheetrock that got covered by posters that we bought. Still couldn't hide the reminders of all the ongoing battles that we fought. Children with no guidance, trapped in full-grown bodies, genetically prone to incite violence on themselves and their exposed psyches. Our home lives were battlegrounds, the landscape shaped and scorched, the beat battered, raped, and tortured. You try to keep cool and poke a face on the outside and try to hide the fact that your soul is lying prostrate and supine, but the truth remained ingrained in your arteries, capillaries, veins, and DNA. Generation of bad deeds and hard times. The dark side had made its way straight into the bloodline. Suburban kids with good grades pissed at the system with inarticulate rage. The setup is classic, that fear and anger dominated our actions. Just a story coming up as a young American boy. Resorted to violence and drugs, had to be the tougher kid. What about kindness and love? We never got enough of it. never learned to give in turn. Instead, we were taught how to talk shit and give Indian burns. Charlie horses, arm bars, and noogies delivered by older brothers and street neighborhood block bullies, victims of circumstances beyond our control, rebels that still ended up filling the mold of the typecast societal demographic of the mentally ill poverty class addict. Citizen trash, condemned to be chewed up and spat out at the cost of the taxpayer's expense, and the man up at the top gets a laugh. These are the hidden fees that go unnoticed. The tolls paid so the machine can keep rolling. Its wheels greased by piecemeal hopes and dreams tucked into the seams so the ones on top can succeed. But what about our needs? Aren't we human beings? If you nick a vein or artery, don't we feel pain and start to bleed? I've seen so many get bled dry, we can't turn a blind eye to the ones on the wayside, the bums for the free ride, thumbs up for a hitchhike, living off Uncle Sam's hide. So what if an old man dies, soaking in the rain on a cold Portland night, right? At least that's the message received. It's what we're programmed to think, that it's us or them, and it's time to divide up the teams. Time to choose your party and hop on a bandwagon. But what they don't tell us is that either way is led by the same two-headed dragon. Middle-class towns over ghettos and slums pay higher property taxes, which directly fund the system in their local educational facilities. You see, this contributes to American educational disparity. See, inequality is necessary for civilized society, so a large population ends up with less education, and so less opportunities, self-esteem, vitality, the brunt of discrimination. They get the lowest wages, they struggle to barely make it, no time for self-determination. Souls getting sucked by the system, so why not turn to drugs? We're already in the ditches. Now addiction is our new thing, and treatment ain't free. Spend endless night on the streets, where the hell is public safety? Desperation is on the rise like the crime rate. The Federation got their eye on us because we're irate. Alienated the separation of those who have and those who ain't got. Forceful division of the have and have-nots. Prison cells are filled with people who simply need help, but instead they sit and rot in our society's blind spot and spend their whole lives paying for the crime of being born underneath the poverty line. I know another white male telling me exactly how fair on life is again. Well, life isn't fair. That's what your mama said. Nobody cares for you, you might as well be dead. You got a problem, suck it up or else just go to bed. Picking up the heavy gun is bullets for your head. Do it while you're driving, let the wheel go on the highway. Do it while you're hiking by a cliff and try out flying. Just drink a lot and never eat and see how long you make it. See how long it takes to die in ice cold weather naked. Push me to the limit, I'm so tired of always grinning, trying to hide the pain and the corruption in my brain. Just let me go to sleep, just lay me 6 feet underneath. Why should I keep on living? My identity's been given to me. Where's the freedom there? Everybody has secret pains that you can never know. The system keeps us isolated, cold, and all alone. That's why we need each other more than we ever did before, and so shines a good deed in a weary world. You see a human on the ground, so go and help them up. Tomorrow you'll be in their shoes when you're down on your luck. There's only one family beneath the sky. Birds, beasts, and humanity, only together do we get by. We are children of the sun, we all come from the one. We spouted from the same birth when we came to this earth. We are star travelers, now with hearts tarnished, minds hardened, and drive harnessed, and a power of vision. Concentrate and bear witness, and be the change you wish to see. The real living alchemy is the transformation of self. Realize your inner wealth. Go for the gold. And by that, I mean feed the light in your soul. We all die and grow old, so stop wasting time and strive to the heights that we've already known. Don't let our surroundings distract the sight. Let's practice controlling our outlook on life together. Learn to appreciate the hand you were dealt. So many others are given worse hands than you've ever held. So no excuses. We got to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Keep moving, grow up, and take care of your health.
Next up, we got Carla.
It's me again. Okay. This one's called I Can't Breathe. 6 years before my father leaves, I balance on the arm of our stumpy beige couch. My arms straight out to my sides. He would always tell me to get off, but I had so much fun. I was a tightrope walker, starting out her career, tiptoeing on his last nerve. It's my big finale. Everyone is watching. The spotlight is on me as I make it to the end. At the last second, I feel myself lose balance. My arms swing frantically, trying to grab something for support. To no avail. I fall on my back. I can't breathe. Mother runs to me. I imagine her in a clown suit rushing over with a stretcher and a rubber chicken. The lion growls, "Do not pick her up. She got what she deserved." Mother looks down at me, her sad, watery clown eyes, wanting so badly to pick me up, but she is paralyzed by the lion sitting 5 feet away. "I'm sorry," she mouths as she pulls away. My small hand reaches for her, reaches for anyone. I pass out, the spotlight dims. The day my father leaves, I am watching The Office in my bedroom. It's the episode where Michael hits Meredith with his car. The show has just begun when my father opens my bedroom door. He has a suitcase and a laptop bag. He is wearing white Nike basketball shoes. I turn off the TV. We stare at each other. He looks at me the way you look when you walk into a room and forget why you were there to begin with. He closes the door. I run and open it again, peering through the living room and out the window to our driveway. As he starts loading his things in his car, my brother Isaac asks him when he is coming home. He says soon. 2 years after my father leaves, I get the opportunity to study abroad. I save meticulously, attend fundraisers, study hard. I will not fall this time. 3 weeks before my departure, my mother tells me I can't go because she can't get my father to sign my passport. She sends it to every address she thinks he could be at. She sends him dozens of emails. I cry in the food court as I watch all my friends board the plane. 3 years after my father leaves, my brother Andrew is old enough to feel like there is something missing. My brother Isaac holds hope that the Frisbee we left in the back seat of his car will urge him to return. They try to follow my steps on the tightrope, but I do not let them. I am a freshman in high school. He sends me a friend request on Facebook. He looks thinner. He is with another woman and her kids. They look happy. 7 years after my father leaves, I give a speech at my baccalaureate. It is the night before graduation. Once again, the spotlight is on me. I give a speech about holding on to what feeds us in the darkest of our times. I talk about music. I talk about my father. After the service, a pastor comes up to me, tells me that people make mistakes, tells me that wherever my father is, he loves me. What a load of bullshit. I punch out the spotlight, blood pouring from my knuckles the next morning as I walk to receive my diploma. 9 years after my father leaves, I go on a date with a guy. He is a strong man. We go to Powell's. I let him get close. I think maybe if I kiss him, it'll change my mind. Maybe he won't be like the others. Maybe I will not get trapped in a loveless relationship. Maybe I won't stare at my children in fear as their father tells me not to pick them up off the ground. Maybe he'll be okay if I go to Boston. The guy gets too close. I am crushed under his body. I say no, but he does not listen. I think about the salad I left in the refrigerator at work. 9 years since my father left, I think about him every day. The older I get, the more I look like him. I try to change my face with makeup, but I still see parts of him that no amount of concealer can hide. It's like locking an open door. I can try as hard as I want to feel safe, but I am still susceptible. People try to get close, but I only let them know me an arm's length away. I can't let anyone know the tightrope walker. She is small, and she is broken. My mother has long since hung up her clown suit, but I still wear my leotard beneath my clothes. I am trying so hard to forget, pulling an arm out of the skin-tight suit only to have it suck me right back in, constantly reminding me of him, reminding me of the childhood he stole, reminding me of the pain I felt when he beat me bloody, reminding me that few will dare to reach for my hand, reminding me that I will find a way to push those few away, reminding me that there will always be a part of me that will be afraid of the lion who sits 5 feet away. I am a tightrope walker that never stops falling.
Thank you so much, all of you. Those are just dazzling performances. You can see why we needed to hand off the judging to all of you. I just wanted to share the thought that, in my opinion, poetry is the emotion and the experience of life in concentrated form. And I think we've seen that so brilliantly today from all of these student performers. And it takes so much courage to have the risk, to take that risk and stand up here and to express your most deeply felt thoughts and feelings and emotions with everyone. So I just want to give them all another round of applause. So we're going to solve this the way that rational adults do, which is with a clap off, right? That's the way they solve everything. But I did want to just identify the criteria that we, the panel of judges, were using to assess the work, which was so hard to distinguish between. So we were looking at elements like figurative language, that the poem is well crafted and demonstrates effective use of poetic language and a rich vocabulary, that the poem clearly conveys an idea and a distinct point of view, that it captures and conveys human emotion and experience, that it effectively uses the rhythm and sound of language, that the performance incorporates the poet's body movement, facial expressions, and that the gestures are consistent and enhance the ideas and the mood of the poem, and that the poet conveys energy and emotion that is consistent with and enhances the ideas of the mood of the poem. So those are the basic criteria that we were using. So I would just like you to keep that criteria in mind as we call up the 4 finalists for our official clap-off that Manny will facilitate. So come back up, the 4 of you, and we'll sort out the winners. Although, like I said, I think absolutely everyone who performed is a winner.
All right, so I'm gonna hover over each and every one of the contestants, and while I do that, you clap. Just clap. Okay. So, yeah, Carla Macedo wins the Poetry Slam, everybody. Give her one more round of applause.
Congratulations, Carla. Do you have anything you want to say or add?
Sorry. I told you I wore heels, so then you don't know how many times I've gotten up to like sing or something, and the person before me was like 7 feet tall, and I'm just like, I'm Carla. I'm here to tell you about things. Yeah, this is the first poetry slam I've ever done, so that is kind of cool. Yeah, I was really happy that I found out about this because it's really, really fun. I'm probably gonna do it again.
It seems like you should do more.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Carla. She gets Trader Joe's chocolate, which is, everyone knows is the best. There you go. Yes. And we'd like all the rest of the contestants, all of them, to come back up and also get some Trader Joe's chocolate to get you through election day. Come on up. And in the meantime, we'd like to thank Petra, who organized all the events of Artbeat. Check out the other events that are going on all week long. And also thank her for providing free coffee. So thanks so much for coming, you guys. Have a wonderful election day.